If you've ever wondered whether God speaks to us through dreams and visions, the answer is yes. The Bible confirms this in Joel 2:28, where it says, "And it shall come to pass afterward, that I will pour out my Spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions." God actively communicates with us through these experiences, and they often carry significant scriptural meaning. If you're trying to understand how God speaks to us through dreams and visions, here are 6 ways He uses these messages to reveal His purpose for your life. It's important to pay attention to what He is telling you. He may be speaking to you right now, even if you don't realize it. When we grasp what God is saying through these dreams and visions, we can engage with Him in a deeper way and live out His purpose for our lives. 1. To search our hearts and help others. Sometimes dreams challenge us to confront things in our hearts that we've left unattended. In her book, Dreams and Visions, author Jane Heyman shares a dream she had about wallpaper, something she and her husband were working on while renovating their kitchen. In the dream, vines started growing from under the paint and began to take over. She wondered what was happening. That's when the Lord spoke to her, saying, "This is what happens when you merely cover up things that are too difficult to deal with. They grow back." This dream led her to reflect on the disappointments she had been avoiding. It brought healing to her heart as she realized that God was near, ready to heal her. By sharing this dream with others, God used it as a tool to bring healing to those who were hurting, suffering, or disappointed. 2. Open our ears. We're not always open to hearing God's voice, often because our busy lives drown out His whispers. We might close our ears and fail to feel the Holy Spirit tugging at our hearts. While God can speak to us during prayer and meditation, He sometimes chooses to reach us when it's least convenient, when we're too overwhelmed to hear ourselves think. During our dreams, God bypasses the barriers we put up around our hearts, making us more receptive to His voice. It's in these moments that we need to listen closely to what the Spirit is saying. 3. To bring instruction. God not only opens our ears, but also seals His instruction through our dreams. He uses these moments to notify us of our faults, counsel us when we're headed in the wrong direction, and guide us on the best path forward. The Bible tells us He may speak in their ears and terrify them with warnings. Job 33:16. God imprints His instructions on our souls through dreams, much like a seal making an imprint in wax on a document. We can learn valuable lessons from these instructions if we're open to hearing what He has to say. 4. To bypass pride. Pride often hides the sinful intentions of our hearts, making it easy for us to be deceived. Even if we haven't given in to temptation, our dreams may reveal the internal struggle with sin that we refuse to acknowledge. Because dreams are formed from the thoughts and images in our minds, they can show us the sin in our hearts that we're consciously ignoring. God desires that we be dead to sin, not allowing it to reign in our bodies, hearts, or minds. Through dreams, He helps us confront the pride that blinds us and invites us to seek His forgiveness and guidance. 5. To break down the walls of self-defense. Our dreams come from our subconscious minds, which means they often bypass the self-defense mechanisms we've built up to protect ourselves. In her book, Jane Heyman shares another dream where she stood in front of a big, beautiful 2-story house. As she walked through the house, which was expensively decorated, it grew darker and darker. The house represented her life. On the outside, it appeared well cared for, and the front rooms looked inviting and comfortable. But as she explored further, she saw areas of her life that God had not yet allowed her to clean up. In dreams like this, God breaks down the walls of self-defense, allowing us to see the true motives and conditions of our hearts. These dreams give us the opportunity to listen to God and step into a new place of healing. While God does speak to us through dreams and visions, it's important not to become overly dependent on them. Some people expect to be guided by dreams daily, but this can lead to error and deception. It's crucial to discern whether a dream or vision is from God or simply a product of our own minds. False dreams can arise from our mind's attempt to lead us away from God's principles, and soulish dreams in particular speak to the heart's fleshly desires. The voice of the Lord is speaking to you right now through your dreams and visions. When we understand and interpret these messages correctly, we can live fully in His purpose. Are you ready to hear what God is saying to you? Don't miss out on the opportunity to connect with Him in this profound way.